Welcome to this follow-up video that talks about a monorepo that contains Angular, NX, firebase authentication, and faster database. So far, our small application allows the user to set up his top crypto coins. So if you have a look at our coin list component, so we can see here that we are managing the state of our application directly within our component. Well, state management is hard, and trying to manage the state of application directly within the component, it can make application harder to scale. So one approach to solve this is to use services and move the state management of application within those services. But again, state management is hard, and coming up with our own way to manage state can make our application harder to scale. So it's way easier to use dedicated tools to do that. So an NgRx provides all the utilities for managing state. So the only cons with NgRx is that you need to learn the Redux pattern. But once you know that pattern, NgRx is just a breeze. Now for all the applications that I develop, I always default to using NgRx because it makes things way easier. So now um, let's get now NgRx within the application, and for that, let's first have the root store, and for the easiest way to have a root store, you can right click on app and have NX generate, and to open up all the generators within that you can use, and you can look for root store. So you can generate this root store for application. So it will make some changes to the app config file and also add some packages to the package.json. So everything is completed. Now also let's make a few refactoring to the structure of our application. So for features, let's create here a new folder and call it coins. So our feature is about coins. So and then we move coin list to coins, and now within our feature coins, what we want to do is also to create a store. Uh, but instead of using the NX generator, let's just use the command line. Let's use the command line to help us to customize what we want to do. So here we have a command that can help us to generate a feature state within the application. And if you just want to make sure that the command is doing what you are expecting of it, you can use the drive run to see what things will be generated. So it's saying that the entity is not provided. Uh, so let's use entity calls. Or entity true instead for it to generate the entity for coins. Here we can have a look. Now without the dry run. So here I've made the mistake. So I've used features singular form instead of having feature plural form. So what I will just do is that I will just cut this and move it here instead. So the command has generated the actions for us. It also has generated the reducer. We have our entity state as well. So this command it initialize what we need for us to get started. Now let's go back to our coin list component. So here we want to load the coins when the user loads the application. And for that, we have this action here. We have the action load coins. Let's create. We have the success action. And you also have the failure action. And the load coins, there should be instead an empty props. Now, when we initialize our application, we need to dispatch an action. So we dispatch the action load coins, and the effects will listen on that action, listen to that action, and when it is triggered, of using a concat map, let's use switch map instead. Let's inject our user queries. So, here we listen to the load coins action, and when this action happens, so we do the same thing that we were doing here. So we call our pastor collection, the user collection, and we get the current user, and we try to return the coins of that user. Here he is complaining because of ID miss. Now, with this little change that we've made, we can safely comment out this part. So we can comment them out. So our coins, it will provide from our NgRx store. For that, we can use select signal since we made the change to the coin model, now it's coin.id instead. For our register, since we made a small change to change load coins to load coin success. So here is load coin success. So how does it work? So here within our component, so we trigger this load action, and in our effect, we listen to load load coins action, and then when it happens, we call the user document. We get our user info, and we trigger again um, another action, load coin success, and within our reducer, one load coin success happen, we update our state. Now our coin list component select select the list of all the coins within our state. Yeah, obviously we also need to make a few changes within the route of application. So here we need to provide the our state and the effect. So here we have provided the state and the effect uh, that we just created. And in app config here, we need to provide the dev tools. When we installed the NgRx store, it didn't install the DevTools for us. So so we have to go and install it ourselves. So we can see here that the NgRx DevTools is not listed among the packages of the application. So let's install the package npm install ngrx store devtools. There is a version issue with the package that we try to install. So let's give it another try by trying to install the version 17.0.0. So it's still not working. So with the logs, we can see that we need to install the version 17.0.1 instead. So let's give it another try. Now the installation is successful, so we can now import uh, our provide store DevTools from the NgRx DevTools package. Let's provide DevTools. So the DevTool, it allows us to see the action that are dispatched using the Redux extension. So it's very handy. So because you are provided provide store, so it allows us to see all that is happening within our store uh, here using the Redux extension. So we can see that we've loaded our coins. However, it is not displayed properly. Why? Because here our entities has undefined as an ID. So now if you have a look at our first store, Firebase, our Firebase database, so we can see here we have the coins with the name instead of the ID. So we can just delete this one and we can create another one. So we ID and the value, let's just call it ETH for Ethereum. Now, if you reload the application, so here we see that it's being displayed properly. So uh, it's very easy to set up NgRx within the application. It's true we have to set up all these files to make it work, but once you set it up once, after is very easy for to continue. So now we are loading our coins. What we now have to do is to delete coins and also to add coins. So now here, let's do the same. Let's dispatch. So the same way we did. So for add coin, we want to add two more action, the success and the failure. It's a good practice to always add a success case and a failure case. Um, the failure case, it serves uh, when something happens within the application, provides an additional login for you as a developer. And obviously, sometimes these failures can also happen within the application, and then you can also manage handle these failure cases, maybe by triggering a snack bar, a notification for the user to know that something had happened. So altcoin success and altcoin failure. So on the failure case, error, just as we did previously. Add coin. So for the add coins, for the add coin, so we listen to the add coin action, and um, and then after we, similarly to what we were doing before, if you go to our coin component, so to add a coin, so we call the user queries, uh, and then we pass to it all the coins within the application. But now using the effect, the way we can get the list of all the coins within our application is by selecting all these coins from our store. So that's why I use this operator from NgRx effect, which will allow us to get all the coins within our state. So then using all the coins that are already existing plus the new coin can update the user document. And when this command is successful, so we trigger the add coin that will update our state. Now let's see if it works. So we go to our coin list component. We have to dispatch. So okay, it's already done. Now let's see if it works. Go to our application. Let's add, for instance, LTC for Litecoin, and perfect. It's working. But here we can see that we have an issue. I have several events that are triggered. So let's stop application before it crash. Yes. So we have this error because here uh, we we are returning again the add coin. So we having a loop of the action happening, and then when the action is completed, the same action is triggered again. That's why that's what we saw in the Redux um, the Redux extension. So here one is completed, the add coin success that we want to trigger. Now if add, for instance, add dodge, now it works properly. So we add a coin, and on success it is added. So let's do the same thing for our delete coin. So same thing. Now let's have a look at how what happened in our application. We delete this one, deleted. We reload the application, it's gone. Delete this one as well, is deleted, and here as well. So clearly we can see that now we are using NgRx to manage the state of application. And now our component becomes really very light. Our component becomes very light. We have fewer lines of code within application. We can just delete all of these as we don't need them anymore. So here you have a component that have only a few line code, only uh, for each method we're just dispatching an action, and and everything is just happening within the effect. If you have a look at our effect, just here we are not handling the error cases, so let's just do that as well. So we can just copy paste this one for all of our effects. So so here in we have our application where we have changed the state management that we were handling ourselves. Uh, Change the state management by using NgRx that is designed to make application scalable when it comes to state management. But this application is far from being completed, especially if you look at this. If you look at this effect, uh, the way we are handling our error cases, uh, the way we are handling our error cases is far from being the ideal solution, because if the error happen, it will just cut our action flow. So to have a more robust way to deal with the error when they happen, so let's create the operator catch switch map error, which will allow our action to continue, even if there are some errors that happen. So now if you go to our con effect, we just change the catch error to just use the operator that we just created. So now you have a more robust way to deal with the error flow in our application. So that's all I got for today. So now we are using NgRx to manage the state of our application, and it makes our application easily scalable. So we'll continue this application next time, and then we will see how we can make our effects way cleaner. So stay tuned.